What's up, my fellow nerds and geeks alike? I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for coming back to the channel and joining me in this video that we're going to be talking about the Joker. Now, of course, we all know the Joker because he's one of, if not the most famous villain in all of pop culture history and all of comic history. And, you know, there's been a lot of talk recently about when is he going to be introduced again? When are we going to see him pop up again? Is he going to be introduced in the Matt Reeves movie? Is he going to be introduced in a Matt Reeves trilogy? I mean, of course, at some point, we all know it's just pretty much inevitable. We're going to see the Joker again. It's just if, when, and who is going to be playing him. So I kind of wanted to do this video just kind of giving you guys my thoughts on who would be the most likely to play him and who would probably be the best fit to play him in this Matt Reeves trilogy. Now, I say trilogy because we're all just kind of assuming that we're going to get some kind of a trilogy out of Matt Reeves. Has basically been said as much, and there's been whispers going around. So we're just talking about this in that context. Who would be a good fit to play the Joker opposite Rob Pattinson, and who would be a good fit for kind of what we're seeing, given the fact that we haven't even seen the first movie yet. So this is a lot of wild speculation. This is just something fun to do. And this is something that we as fans just enjoy doing. As long as you don't get too wrapped up in your choice, it's just fun to speculate on these kind of topics. So let's go ahead and get into it. I've got about 4 or 5 picks that I think would be decent picks for the Joker. Alright, so the first one for me is Hugh Jackman. Now, I know right away, you guys might think this is a really weird choice, but I've got a couple reasons why I think Hugh Jackman would be a decent choice for the Joker. Number one, he's very familiar with the comic book genre and playing a comic book character, obviously because he's played Wolverine and he's so famous for doing that. Now, the problem with him continuing to play Wolverine has been, one, his age, and then two, just the physical demands of being that character. You know, he had set up in his mind how much he thought he should look and how buff he should be for playing that character because he wanted to do the character justice, and I applaud him for that. But besides Wolverine, even taking that out of the picture, this guy is a darn good actor. I mean, Hugh Jackman is such a talented actor, and he brings so much to any role that he plays. And his acting talent is not in question whatsoever. But because of his age, because it is harder for him being a leaner guy normally to pack on so much beef and get so buff, you know, it started taking a toll for him. So I never felt like Hugh Jackman was walking away from playing comic book characters because he didn't like playing comic book characters. I really got the sense that he enjoyed playing these characters, but the physical demands just got to be a little bit too much, a little bit too strenuous for him. So with a character like the Joker, there's not as much need for him to be in top physical condition like he was for Wolverine. So in my opinion, this really opens up the door to have a top-class, top-notch actor playing a top-notch role and character like the Joker that he can really get and delve deep into. And plus we get to see him as a villain. I don't know about you guys, but I would really like to see Hugh Jackman playing a villain. I know he played a bad guy in that movie Scoop long time ago, and I actually really enjoyed seeing him portray that kind of psycho killer a little bit. I thought it was really cool. So I'm looking at it from that aspect, and also just the fact that he is really good in comic book roles. He's just a really good actor, and I think he would be a good fit. I think he would surprise you guys quite a bit. Alright, my next pick is probably the strangest pick out of all of them, and this is probably the one that I would get the most flack for, but hear me out when I say this. I think Tilda Swinton, which if you guys are probably recognizing her, she played the Ancient One in Doctor Strange. And here's why I think this could work. all of the Jokers, they have the task of making themselves different and stand out from the rest while still maintaining and still being the Joker. And that is becoming more and more difficult as time is going on, because we've had so many different iterations of the Joker, again, because he is such a popular character. So I could almost see them going kind of the Flashpoint direction with this. And if you guys know Flashpoint, you know, of course, that in the Flashpoint, Bruce Wayne was killed and Thomas and Martha Wayne lived. Thomas Wayne becomes Batman and Martha Wayne becomes the Joker. So even though we've got Bruce here as Batman, obviously, I think there maybe could be some ways that you could spin and twist this a little bit and almost have Martha Wayne having survived somehow, even if it was something like from the Lazarus Pit. And I know I'm getting super sweaty and super nerdy with this, but if they were to figure out some way in the story to make Martha Wayne survive and be the Joker, I think that could be really interesting. And I think Tilda Swinton would play the role really well, and I think she would be a great pick. And again, it helps to kind of set the role aside, and I think there's a lot of interesting things you can do with that dynamic, with it being Martha Wayne, with it being his mom, and all those different things. So I just think there's a lot of different directions that you could go. Again, it does make it a little bit more tricky because it isn't exactly Flashpoint, but then that can also kind of help set up if they wanted to do some multiverse, Elseworld type stuff. I know we've seen a lot of that in the CW verse, and even with that cameo of Ezra Miller's Flash in the latest Crisis that we've gotten. I don't know, I could just see it working. I know it is a strange pick, I know it's really unorthodox, but I could see it kind of fitting. Now, these next two I've actually got some fan art for, because these are actually ones that have been kind of popular picks that have been going around, and I actually really agree with them, and I think they would be great options for this character. So these are my top two. My other two are kind of unorthodox picks, but they're ones that I also thought could really work. Alright, so for this next one is Johnny Depp. Now, if you guys follow the Fan of Steel Facebook page, you will have seen this about a week back, that I had saw some fan art of Johnny Depp portrayed as the Joker, and I actually posted it on the Facebook page. And I basically said, you know, this could work. I could see this working. I could see this being a pick. If you want to look at a logistical standpoint, Johnny Depp has worked for Warner Brothers, so typically companies, they try to go ahead and work with people that they have worked with before, and with him being in the Fantastic Beasts projects, they would be comfortable, I think, placing him in a role like the Joker. So I could see it working from a business standpoint. Also, you know, just look at the fan art. I mean, and you can make fan art about anybody, I understand that, but he is a really solid actor. Even if you take away Pirates of the Caribbean, which got a little bit gimmicky, but if you take that away, he is a solid actor, and I think there is a lot that he could bring to the role, and I think he could do a good job with the character. He's not my number one pick, but I definitely could see it working, and if they did pick him, I could see why. But actually, my number one choice, and I'm sure you guys have been screaming it right now, you've been saying it, you know what I'm going to say. You know my top number one pick, and everybody's been talking about it, but it's Mr. Bean. I mean, come on. There is nobody better for the role of the Joker than I'm sorry, guys. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I'm joking with you guys. I just wanted to get a reaction from you. Obviously, it's Willem Dafoe. I mean, come on. Look, there's two movies that you can really pull from to say, this is your guy, this is your Joker, and you're crazy to not pick Willem Dafoe as the Joker. Now, obviously, if they don't pick him, if none of these picks end up being our Joker, fine, I'm sure they'll pick a good person to play the Joker. But I really do feel like we would be missing out if we never got to see Willem Dafoe as the Joker. He was great as the Green Goblin, and we saw a little bit of that, but even more than that, the fact that we have Robert Pattinson playing Batman, if you guys have not seen The Lighthouse, if you want to see what a Robert Pattinson as Batman and Willem Dafoe as the Joker movie would be like, then you need to go check out The Lighthouse, because that movie was amazing and showed off just how good of actors both of these guys are and how well they play off each other, even in a similar dynamic to what Batman and the Joker play off each other, because Willem Dafoe kind of plays a little bit of a tormentor, kind of psychologically messing with his mind and everything and making him question things, just like the Joker does with Batman. And there's that weird relationship there, and it just works. It works. The only problem that I think you would face with Willem Dafoe is his age. So making that relevant and making that work, because we know that Batman is really tightly connected to the Joker's origin. But I think that you can work with some things and make it fit and make it work. I don't think it would be that much of a problem. This guy is a world-class actor, and he has shown that he has what it takes to play and pull off a Joker-type character. So to me, this just makes sense. This is the best pick. And I know it's been widely circulating that people have been talking about Willem Dafoe playing the Joker and really wanting it to happen, and with good reason. And I'm just saying, I'm on the same page. I'm in the same boat with you guys. I think this would be a perfect fit. And this is something I've been talking about even before Ben Affleck got cast as Batman. I've been saying that he would be a great pick for the Joker. So these are just my opinions, guys. This is kind of, we're just having fun as fans. We're just enjoying this. One of the fun things about being a fan, especially the comic book genre, is that you get to speculate on these kind of things. And again, as long as you're not getting so caught up in it where that you're like, this is the pick that I think they should make, and I won't even watch the movie. I'll boycott it if they don't make this pick for the character. As long as you don't take it that far, I think it's all in just good fun, and it's just something that we can enjoy, and it's just fun to speculate on. These are some of the most fun conversations I've had, is anticipating what they would do with a movie, what characters they would have, who would play the characters, what kind of interpretation they would get, because we know as comic book fans, there are so many wide interpretations that you can make with these characters, and that's one of the things that makes them so fun, and makes it so fun to see them come alive on the big screen. But anyways, guys, these are my picks. Let me know down in the comments section what your picks would be. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts on this? Do you have some that I didn't even think about? I want to know your guys' opinion on who you think would be the best fit to play the next Joker. So let me know down in the comment section what you thought about my picks, and then let me know what your top pick would be, and if there are any that I didn't even mention. I'm sure you guys have some great ideas. So that's it for now. Thanks for joining, guys. Have a great day, and until next time, keep geeking out.